So let's say you want to make a game and your character has to get from point A to point B. Well, how do you do that? First things first. You need a character first of all, right? So we're going to do this example in GameMaker. We're going to call this sprite Bob. Oh, make sure we call him sprite underscore Bob. Naming conventions. We'll get into that later. And we're going to go to edit sprite. We're going to go ahead to new, and we're going to go ahead and make Bob. Here's where I'm going to put my great art skills in full effect. We're going to make Bob green. Give Bob a smiley face. Bob's a little creepy. Some eyes. Bigger than that. Bigger. Bob wasn't the prettiest crayon, but you know, he did the job. So there's Bob. Bob's done. Make sure we center Bob. Center your sprites, people. Center. Especially if they have like artwork and stuff, you want to center your sprites. Center them, and now we're going to get into the great and glorious code that goes behind Bob moving from point A to point B. So we're going to go ahead and go to scripts, right click that, and create a script, and we'll get into the code. First things first, name it. What you can also just do here by putting boop, boop, boop. 3 backslashes, and then movement, which should name it when we're done. We're going to make sure the name convention is scr underscore movement. And let's start off with the variables. So we want Bob to be able to move right, left, up, and down. So this can kind of fit with any examples. So we'll do right. Mike's actually really in the way. Right equals, and then we're going to do this thing called a keyboard check. I'm going to do a keyboard check. And what keyboard check does, it basically checks the keys you're pressing on your keyboard. Then we're going to need the key that you're pressing that will basically act as that function. So I'm going to use WASD, so WASD. So ORD, and we're going to put these in quotes. So right is D, usually on the keyboard, and parentheses. So this little bit of code right here is everything that we need to basically get our character, or at least the game and the program, to recognize that we want to go right. Not yet, not quite right, but at least know that we're pushing the key to go right. So we're going to go ahead and copy and paste that. So now we have right. Because when you have code that's similar, you could type it over and over again for repetition, so you'll understand it better and you'll know it by memory. But this way is a little bit easier if you just kind of already know it and you just want to kind of keep moving. So right, left, up, and down. Then we just need to change these. So we know D is right, and then we know that A is left, up is W, and down is S. So that's WASD, WASD, which is basically kind of like how the arrow keys are set up, but just over here on the side with the letters. So we have that. But now we need the actual movement. So we're going to go ahead and do double backslashes movement, which double backslashes is, for those you don't know, is just a comment, and that way it doesn't get picked up by the code. It's just something for humans to read when they go back and look through your code. So next we're going to use if statements, which if means like it's basically telling the computer, yo, if this happens, I need you to do your job and then do this right after. So if, let's do right, if right, which is going to be calling back to this variable here, the first one, if right, well, we need x2 plus equal 4. Now, how does that work? Well, look, x is going to be the position of your object on its x. So x is going this way, y is up and down, x is left and right. So moving on the x-axis, which is the x-axis of your object. Boop, beep, beep, right, back and forth. And we want it to plus equal 4. In other words, it's just another way of just saying add 4 to it. Add 4 to whatever x currently equals. So that way, you know, it doesn't just move over directly plus 4 and just adds 4 to its x. It's going to plus and equal 4. So same thing, just like the last bits. If you've already done it before and you know what it is, no need to do it again. Coding's not hard, and it doesn't have to be hard. So that's left, up, down. And we're gonna wanna make sure we're doing these right. So if right is going to be +4 going this way, then what is left gonna be? -4. So whatever our x currently is, we wanna subtract from that. And if we're going up, we're gonna want to actually subtract in this case, because going down on y is actually increasing the number, and going up on y is going into your negatives. And then +4, but of course we're not on the x-axis anymore, on the y-axis when we're going up and down. And we can save that. Check mark on that. Actually didn't change the name like I thought it would. SCR movement. There you go. Simple fixes. Yeah, nothing's ever perfect. Next we're gonna want to make an object. Now, whenever I'm doing objects, I just name them with caps. That's just how I do it. You don't have to. A lot of times, a lot of people do. There'll be obj_bob. But you know, for continuity's sake, I'll do underscore bob. So here's Bob, our sprite, SPR bob, and you want to add an event. You're gonna want to add a step event. Oop, throw that right in there. Throw in the code, and for here you want to execute. Oops, underscore code. My bad. Execute underscore script. Script underscore execute. Look, I'm not perfect. I make mistakes. I forget code sometimes. Brain farts. Script underscore executes, and then in parentheses, we want to go ahead and put in our SCR underscore. Forget underscore. Movement. Oh, I think we've got it. Is that all we need? Well, next we need a room. So here's our room. Here is where our game will take place. If you want to run a game in Game Maker, you need a room. And we'll put Bob in the middle somewhere. Check. And let's see if Bob can do his job. Or did we horribly mess up? Okay, so there's Bob, and if we hit W, Bob moves up. If we hit S, Bob moves down. We hit A, Bob moves left. What happens when we hit D? Oh, Bob moves right. Diagonal. All of the movement. Wow. And that is your basic movement tutorial for Game Maker, and it's pretty, like I said, universal. You can kind of use this anywhere. It just has to be translated just a little bit differently, but you can usually do this. So I really hope this tutorial was helpful. If it was, let me know. If there's something I could do better, let me know. I try to include my mistakes and the times when I actually have to look at the keyboard, because it's actually a really awkward way of typing the way I have it set up. So I get a little lost on the keys sometimes. And just to let you know that not everything has to be perfect. Not everything, you don't have to know everything. You don't have to even just be so perfect on everything. Just perfection sucks. Just focus on getting it done, which we've just done. So I have more tutorials coming, more tutorials on the way. I'll be teaching as many basics as I can before going on to doing a whole entire game, and I really hope I can help somebody out with these.